is going on, Chill Army? DeAndre7 here, and today we are going to be ranking all of the Generation 8 Pokemon. That's right. I'm going to be ranking every single Pokemon that was introduced into Generation 8, including Gigantamax forms and DLC Pokemon and regional variants. All of the Generation 8 Pokemon are going to be using Tier Maker because that's like the website that everyone uses to make tier lists. And basically, I'm not going to be ranking these Pokemon by competitive use or anything like that. I'm going to be ranking these Pokemon specifically by design and like if I like their design, like personally how they make me feel. So I'm going to rank these from S tier to D tier, unlike the ABC tier that I did with all the starter Pokemon. So basically, this is what I'm going to be doing. So let me explain how all of the tiers work here. So the D tiers for Pokemon that I don't particularly hate in this generation, it's just more like I hate these, not like I hate them, but it's like I dislike some aspects of their design or something, or Pokemon that I feel like Game Freak could have done more with their designs. C tier is Pokemon where I just kind of have a general opinion about them. You know, I don't love them or hate them. They're just kind of, they're just kind of there. B tier is for Pokemon that I generally like and stuff like that, so no explanation there. And A tier is Pokemon that I really do love. These are Pokemon that I love and sometimes I like to alternate with whenever I'm playing through the games. And S tier are basically my my overall favorites of the game. So that's basically a consensus of it. Also, big opinion warning. This video has a lot of opinionated stuff. Of course, not everyone's opinion is the same, so please take this all with a grain of salt. I'm not telling you guys to, start hating your favorite Pokemon or start liking your least favorite Pokemon. These are all just Pokemon that this is just how I feel about these Pokemon specifically. So, starting off this whole entire tier list, we have our boy Grookey, and I'm gonna have to put Grookey, him into B tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put him into B tier, mainly because Grookey is just I don't know. Even though Grookey is adorable, I do like Grookey. It's just not A tier or S tier for me. For Thwackey, I'm gonna actually put you into the A tier because out of the whole Grookey evolution line, I have to say that Thwackey is my favorite of the three. I just like its design a lot more. I just like how it actually looks like a fierce little monkey, but it also looks like a fun-loving monkey at the same time. Rillaboom, I'm gonna have to put into B tier, mainly because I'm just not a big fan of the whole, I don't like its whole stationary theme where it usually fights with the drum set that it has, and I'm just not a big fan of that. I like Pokemon that can actually be agile in the game and stuff. Like this Pokemon, it has a lot of it feels like it has a lot of openings. I can lose very easily compared to the other two starters. Scorbunny, I'm gonna have to put that one into, you into A tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put you into A tier. It's an overall cute Pokemon. It was actually my original choice before I decided to go with Sobble, but that's only because after seeing the final evolutions of all the starters, I figured that I liked Inteleon the most. But I still like Scorbunny, so I'm gonna put Scorbunny into A tier here. Raboot, I do like this. I do really love this Pokemon, so I'm gonna have to put this into S tier because it's one of my favorite middle evolutions of any Pokemon. I absolutely love that Pokemon and I love its appearance in the anime, but I'm gonna try and keep the anime away. I'm gonna try and keep the anime away from, my opinion of the game, because I tend to do that a lot. So let's just not put the anime as let's not put an anime as a leaning factor. It's gonna be mainly based on just their design alone. Cinderace, I'm gonna have to put you in A tier because I don't hate Cinderace, but I kind of just have the same vibes as with Scorbunny. Cinderace isn't a Pokemon that I particularly Cinderace, I don't hate Cinderace. At first I used to hate on Cinderace, but after using a Cinderace a couple of times, I got used to its design. I used to say that it looked like a canceled Sonic OC, like a DeviantArt Sonic OC, but honestly, Cinderace is honestly a cool looking Pokemon. I love its design. It's pretty cool. Sobble, I love this Pokemon, and as much as I would want to put it into S tier, I'm gonna go ahead and put you into B tier, because as much as I do really like Sobble, it's not my favorite of the Sobble line. In fact, I do like Drizzle a little more, so I'm gonna put Drizzle in the A tier, because although I do love this Pokemon, I do have a couple critiques on its design. I don't know why they decided to give it a more emo look or whatever, but you know, it doesn't look bad, and the coloring on this Pokemon is really, I don't know, I really love the coloring on this Pokemon, so that's mainly what's keeping it in A tier. And of course, one of my favorite Pokemon of this generation is of course Inteleon, so I'm going to put you in the S tier, because Inteleon of course is my favorite Pokemon of Generation 8, and it's also my favorite water type starter of all time, so of course gotta put some respect on my boy Inteleon. Next up we have Squavit, and I'm gonna have to say this Pokemon is actually very adorable, but it's not really one of my particular favorites, so I'm gonna have to put it into C tier, because while I do love its adorableness, I don't really have any special connection to its design or anything like that. It's really just a normal squirrel. Greedent is probably one of my least favorite Pokemons from this generation, mainly because Greedent is, I mean, it's just a fatter squirrel, and honestly, as much as it's really good and competitive, I'm not using competitive use as a scale. It's all about its design, and its design just kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I do get why it looks the way it is. It's just not my particular cup of tea. I'm not really a big fan of a bunch of big fat Pokemon. Like, I like a select few, but I'm not a big fan of where it's just, oh, it's the Pokemon, oh, it's the pre-evolution but fatter. Rookidee is, it's another alright Pokemon. I'll put it in the C tier. I'll put you in the C tier, because honestly, I don't really have any opinion about Rookidee. It's a cute little bird, and that's really about it. Its evolution into Corvisquire though is really cool. It's not A tier, but I will put it in B tier, because I do really like its design. You know, it's not really a least favorite for me or anything like that, so I'll put you there. Corviknight is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's actually my favorite flying type Pokemon, succeeding Pidgeot as my favorite flying type. And I just really love how it has like this black raven, this giant black raven with this knightly attitude. It's like a bird version of the Black Knight. I love this Pokemon's design. This Pokemon's design is amazing. It's one of my favorite designs. When I first saw it in one of the trailers for, when it first made its debut in that one trailer, the Brand New World trailer for Sword and Shield, I knew I needed this Pokemon. Next up we have Blipbug, and I'm gonna have to put you in D tier. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put you and no, actually no. Dottler can go into C tier, and then Orbeetle, I gotta say C tier. So Blipbug, it's really just an average Pokemon. I don't really have that much of an opinion on it. Dottler and Orbeetle are honestly, they exist, honestly. They don't really give me, you know, they're just kind of there, you know. They don't really give me any type of connection to them, and they honestly, I remember the other bug types in the game, but the Blipbug line is always the last bug type Pokemon, like in Generation 8, that I always like forget for some reason. So it's not really like per se that I don't like these Pokemon, it's just they're honestly just kind of forgettable for me. But you know, of course, It does have that Gigantamax tier. It's at Final Evolution Orbeetle, so that's why I'm somewhat putting it in the C tier. And I do kind of like the whole dome idea that Dottler has. Like, it's like a science lab or something. Okay, Nickit and Thievul. I'm gonna have to say Nickit. I'll put Nickit in... I'll put Nickit and Thievul in the C tier, because I don't generally, I don't really have an opinion on these Pokemon. They just, again, they just kind of exist, so that's just about it. Gossifleur and Eldegoss, I'm gonna have to say Gossifleur, I do really like its design, but, it's not a particular favorite of mine, but, yeah, it's not really a particular favorite, so I'm gonna have to put you in the C tier as well. Gossifleur, honestly, not really a big fan of it. I don't hate it, of course, I'm just not really a big fan of it. Wooloo is, of course, an adorable little bean, but that's really all it has going for it. It's just an adorable sheep Pokemon, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier, because I do really like its, like, cute, adorable sheep design. Dubwool, though, I was kind of disappointed when I first saw Dubwool, so I don't dislike its design, so I'm gonna have to put it more in the C tier, mainly because Wooloo's design is honestly just adorable, and then Dubwool is honestly just a basic, I wasn't expecting Wooloo to evolve into a basic sheep Pokemon, I guess, but I guess that's normal types. Normal types are supposed to look like the average animal, when it is based on an animal. Ooh, next up we have Choodle and Dreadnought. Honestly, Choodle, I wasn't expecting Dreadnought to evolve from anything. I thought it was gonna be like a water type version of Torkoal, essentially. Honestly, Choodle is going to be, I'm gonna have to put you, sir. A lot of people don't really like this Pokemon, but I honestly do like it, so I'm going to put it next to Wooloo in the B tier, mainly because, even though its design does look weird, it's still cute and adorable. I just love this Pokemon, but that's mainly because of my whole bias against anything that's a turtle or tortoise. Next up we have Dreadnought, which I'm going to have to put you in the S tier, because it's based on one of my favorite animals, which is the alligator snapping turtle, and I feel like they really gave this Pokemon justice when they did that. Next up we have Colossal. Now, Colossal's also another one of my favorite Pokemon of this generation. A lot of people don't like it because, it's not a train, which, I mean, we really don't need a train Pokemon in my personal opinion, and I love how Colossal's just some giant kaiju-esque monster, and its ability is awesome as well. I don't know, everything about this Pokemon is awesome. Its name, its competitive use, its design, everything about this Pokemon is awesome. And I know I said I wasn't going to include competitive use, but again, everything about this Pokemon is awesome. Next up we have Carkol, and I do have to say Carkol's design, it's a little stupid. Even though I do essentially like this Pokemon, since only because it evolves into one of my favorite Pokemon, I'm gonna have to put you in the C tier. You would be B tier, but your teeth kind of throw me off a little bit. And of course, Roly-Poly, I'm gonna have to put you in the B tier because Roly-Poly does look cool. I like how its eye kind of works as like a headlight and stuff like that when it's like rolling around in caves. And I generally just like its design a lot better than Carkol. I just wish they did something a little better with Carkol in my personal opinion. Next up we have Boltund, which honestly, it's an electric type. It's an electric type dog to be exact, and that's really all I need, so S tier. Next up we have Silicobra. Ooh, I don't like how this list just kind of goes away from being organized like after like the early root Pokemon, but Silicobra is just one of those Pokemon, again, it just kind of exists. it's a unique idea, don't get me wrong, but I have to say it's another C tier. There's a lot of C tier Pokemon, but that's just honestly how I feel about it. It's really just an average Pokemon for me. Appleton, love this Pokemon. It's adorable. I wasn't expecting it to be as short as it actually is in the games, but Appleton is adorable. I love this thing. I want to give it a hug. I'm gonna have to put you in the A tier though, mainly because I have no like personal connection to it. As much as I do really love its design, I don't love it as much as Flapple. Flapple's one of those unironic Pokemon. At first I didn't like Flapple, but after playing through Sword and Shield with Flapple, since I was kind of forced to use Flapple, because I used to think that Flapple would just evolve into Appleton, but now I see that, you know, Flapple they're both split evolutions. But honestly, I have to say that I now like Flapple a lot better. I think Flapple is very adorable, and after using it on my team in my Pokemon Sword and Shield playthrough, I have to say that it's I really love this Pokemon, and a lot of people sleep on this Pokemon simply because they like Appleton better, simply because it's cute. But honestly, both Pokemon are a lot better. Both Pokemon are awesome in my opinion. I just like Flapple a little more, mainly because I personally use this Pokemon. And of course, we have the controversial Applin, because I say controversial because a lot of people are like, oh, how is it a dragon? They literally made an apple a dragon, even though a lot of people don't understand that it's not the actual Pokemon. It's not the Pokemon is not an apple. It's the Pokemon inside that is the Pokemon. The apple is basically kind of like a shell that it lives inside. But, you know, enough with the minor rant. I love this Pokemon as well, so I'm gonna put this in the A tier because, of course, it's not a personal favorite, but it's a very unique design and I really love it. So I'm gonna put you in the A tier. Next up, we have Barraskewda and Arrokuda. Honestly, both of these Pokemon, I don't know. I mean, they do kind of take a spin on the generic fish Pokemon, because we all know we all know every generation always has to have that extra water type. But honestly, Barraskewda and Arrokuda, Barraskewda can be in C tier because at least it kind of looks cool, but Arrokuda, it's literally just I don't know. It's a D tier Pokemon for me. But the Pokemon that preys on these Pokemon, Cramorant, I'm gonna have to say, this Pokemon is very derpy, and I usually have a very, very soft spot for derpy looking Pokemon, and I'm gonna have to put you in the B tier, mainly because I don't know, I just really love how it's like wearing like a little feather bib and everything, and its whole concept is just eating whatever it sees in front of it. Next up we have Sandaconda. So I do actually like Sandaconda, so I don't know, I've always wanted like an Anaconda Pokemon, and now we have that with Sandaconda, so I'm gonna have to put that in the B tier because I just love its design, and I love how its little nostrils shoot out sand. It's a very creative concept for a Pokemon in my opinion. Silicobras, I have to say Silicobra's design is kind of dumb to me, so I'm gonna have to put you in the D tier as well. I don't hate it, it's just they could have done a little better with the design, but I get it because, you know, Silicobra is supposed to be, you know, the pre-evolution, so it's supposed to essentially be kind of like this little baby bug. Next up we have both Toxtricity forms. We have Toxtricity Amped and Low-Key form. So let's start with the Low-Key form. I guess I like, well, okay, I'll be honest. I like all three of them, but I'm gonna have to put the Amped form into S tier, mainly because its design just appeals to me a lot more, and I don't know, I just like his design a lot more. Like the yellow really matches well with the purple here. But for Toxtricity, the low-key form, I guess a lot of people can agree that this is like the least popular form of the two. But I'm gonna have to put it into A tier because I do still like his design, since it's essentially the same as amped form. It just looks a little less flashy, which I mean it is the point since it's the low-key form. But honestly, I just like the amped form like a lot of other people do. And Toxel, it is an adorable Pokemon, but even though it's an electric type, I hate to do this to you, but Toxel, let's be real, no one really cares about this Pokemon. I always forget that Toxtricity even evolves from Toxel, so I'm gonna have to put Toxel, it's not a D tier, but it's definitely gonna be C tier because it is adorable. It's just, Toxel just doesn't, it just kind of, its design is just kind of there, you know? I always forget this Pokemon exists. Sinistee, honestly, I have to put you into D tier. Don't get me wrong, it's a cute Pokemon, but you know, a lot of people were hyped about it and its evolution Polteageist, like, oh, it's a T Pokemon, but honestly, I just wasn't feeling it. And even after the games came out, I still don't feel the designs, and I also really hate how the antique cup forms are so hard to get in the games, and you can barely tell the difference. They could have made them easier, but minor rant, that's just, ugh. Now, Graplocked and Clobopus. So let's take Graplocked real quick. Graplocked, I'm gonna have to. It's a cute Pokemon, but just like Toxel, it's one of those Pokemon where I always forget that it evolves into, you know, Graplocked. So I'm gonna have to put you in the C tier, mainly because of your forgetful appearance to me. But let's be real, Squidward over here, Octodad over here, I'm gonna have to put you in. I'm gonna put you in the B tier because I do like this Pokemon, but I don't really have any like personal feelings about this Pokemon. I'm a big fan of mollusk, especially cephalopods, and you know, I'm just a fan of marine animals and stuff like that. So the fact that we have like a fighting type octopus is so cool to me. But honestly, that's really Graplocked really has going for it. It's an interesting concept, but that's really all it has going for it for me. And I do really love Centiskorch, which I always notoriously call Scorchipede because I don't know, it's like a running gag with me. I always call this thing Scorchipede for some reason because I'm thinking of Scolipede, but I think of Scorchipede every time I see this Pokemon, but it's Centiskorch. I like this Pokemon. You know, I have no personal feelings towards it, but you know, I like it. It's an upgrade from what Sizzlipede was. I mean, it's supposed to be the point of evolutions, but I really do like this Pokemon, and I love how I'm a big fan of Japanese. I'm a really big fan of like Japanese historical culture and stuff like that, like traditional Japanese stuff. So I also love how the flame patterns that it has resemble, like the flame antennae or whatever those things are that it has on its face, resemble a samurai's helmet, like a traditional samurai's helmet. I just love that about this Pokemon. So you're cool in my book. Yes, the Hatena line. Hatena is adorable, so I will put you in C tier. Same thing with Hatterene, and honestly, Hatterene, you're gonna have to go into C tier. I know a lot of people love this Pokemon, but really, I think it's because I'm not a big fan of psychic types myself, so that's why they're in this list. But again, this is just my personal opinion on it. And of course we have the T guy. Polteageist. Again, I hate its gimmick in the game, and I also am not really a big fan of I was never really a big fan of its design, but that's mainly because I'm not a big fan of a lot of Pokemon that are based off of inanimate objects. I know, very original of me, but you know, I prefer Pokemon that have more of a, you know, an animalistic appearance. I'm not a big fan of the whole inanimate object stuff. Next up we have Obstagoon here. Obstagoon is honestly a really cool Pokemon, and I actually like it. I actually do like this Pokemon's design. You know, it's not a favorite of mine, but it is A tier worthy. It is A tier worthy, so, or not A tier, B tier worthy, my bad. So I'll put you into B tier. Next up we have Grimmsnarl, which Grimmsnarl did used to be my favorite dark type until Zoroark took over, because I have newfound love for Zoroark. But I have to say, Grimmsnarl's probably gonna have to be, even though it's one of my favorite Pokemon, I have to admit, actually, it used to be one of my favorites, but honestly, I'm gonna have to put it in a Pokemon that I just happen to love. I love its design, but I have to say that it's kind of downgraded from a personal favorite, mainly because, you know, as much as I don't know, I love the Pokemon, I love the concept behind it, like how how its hair, the hair covering its body is supposed to be like it's supposed to be basic like muscles, and it uses them as weapons and stuff, but honestly, it's just kind of there, honestly. Like, it's not even like it's just kind of there. I don't know, it just kind of downgraded. I prefer other dark types over this Pokemon. Next up we have Morgrim, which I actually do really like its design. I have to say this is probably my favorite of the whole entire evolution too. So I'm gonna put you along with your father here. And Impidimp is just the only reason I caught this Pokemon. The only reason I caught this Pokemon was because it evolves into freaking Morgrim, so I'm gonna put you in D tier, because even though it does have a weird derpy design, I generally just don't really like its design. I don't know, I think it's because it's the really thin arms and legs that really get me with this Pokemon, like, and its head is just, I don't know, I just don't really like its design that much. Mr. Rhyme, I actually do like its weird, like, Charlie Chaplin kind of look. It's like gentlemanly old man kind of look. And I'm gonna have to put you in B tier, because this Pokemon is actually an improvement from what Mr. Mime was, so congrats, because I thought you did the impossible. Sirfetch'd is honestly a Pokemon that I honestly love this Pokemon. I have never used this thing in battle or anything like that, but I do admire its design, mainly because Farfetch'd finally evolves into something, so yay for Sirfetch'd. Cursula is actually one of my favorite Pokemon as well. I used to really sleep on this Pokemon. I used to think that its design was kind of dumb, but honestly, you're worthy of being in the S tier. It's one of my favorite ghost types. It's probably my favorite ghost type, tying in with Miss Magius. Actually, no, I like Miss Magius a little better, but you know, if Miss Magius didn't exist, Cursula would definitely be my favorite ghost type. Berserker. I honestly like Berserker. It's an upgrade, and I do love how they actually made a new Pokemon as opposed to the titular, like, Galarian Persian. They actually made like their own, like, it has like a whole new Pokemon with this. So I do like this Pokemon, so I'm gonna have to put Berserker maybe in B tier, because I do admire its design. I love its whole Viking appeal and stuff like that. I just don't like the horns, but I get it. Because, you know, in real life, for those of you who don't know, Vikings actually didn't have horns under their helmets, but I get that the horns are just there for like a stylistic reason, because honestly, a Berserker without the horns would just kind of look a little dumb, so I get why they did that. Phalanx. Honestly, I haven't heard a lot about this Pokemon, but I actually do really like this Pokemon, so I'm gonna have to put you in B tier as well. I do like the gimmick of this. I do like the gimmick of Phalanx. At first, I thought it was gonna be like a weird caterpillar Pokemon that was just a fighting type, because fighting type, until someone told me that it was like these little, but little did I know it was like these little Kirby dudes. Like, I didn't know that, so I do like that it's like these little Kirby dudes that follow like a bigger Kirby dude, and They all fight as one Pokemon. I love it. Now, Milcery and Alcremie. Milcery is honestly an adorable Pokemon, and every time I look at this Pokemon, I just want to eat like some like white chocolate chips or something like that. This Pokemon just wants me to get some like frozen yogurt or whatever. Same thing with Alcremie. So, because you guys make me hungry, I'm gonna put you guys in the C tier because, well, actually no. Alcremie can go into C tier. I do admire all of the forms, so this isn't just going to be for one Alcremie. This is going to be for all 64 Alcremie forms. So get your butt in the B tier because y'all make me hungry. Like, I just want like some rainbow colored frozen yogurt. I'm hungry now. So we have Runerigus, which honestly is a very interesting design for Pokemon. I do like this Pokemon as opposed to the more sarcophagus theme that Cofagrigus had. So yeah, I do like Runerigus, so I'm gonna have to put Runerigus. Yeah, Runerigus can be a B tier Pokemon because its design is pretty unique. Stonejourner. Now, honestly, I think it's because I rarely see this Pokemon, but I'm just not really feeling its design, you know, so I'm just gonna put it in the D tier. I think that's solely because I rarely see it around or whatever, so I can barely get used to this thing, you know. Frostmoth and Snom. So Snom, I'm gonna have to put in the B tier, mainly because it's just really adorable, and that's really all it has going for it, and honestly, I just really love this Pokemon. And Frostmoth is a very beautiful Pokemon, and I love its design. Kind of gives me Mothra vibes looking at it. It's like an ice-type Mothra. So I'm going to have to put it in the A tier because I love its design. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful Pokemon. By the way, if you guys want to see a top 10 or just like a most beautiful Pokemon, beautiful Pokemon video, please comment down below because I would love to make a list like that. Next up we have Pinch Urchin, and I like Pinch Urchin too. I've always wanted like a sea urchin Pokemon because I love marine wildlife, especially things like echinoderms and, you know, cephalopods and all that type of stuff, but you know, I feel like Pinch Urchin should have been a poison type as well, but I mean, I guess we already had a electric and poison type in Toxtricity, so I guess that's why they made him only electric, but I like Pinch Urchin, so he can go into A tier. I like him a little more than Snom. Next up we have both Indeedees. So I get Indeedee is supposed to be like based on like a butler kind of Pokemon, like a butler housemaid sort of Pokemon. But honestly, I'm not really feeling their designs. Like, I just never did, so I'm just gonna put you guys in D tier, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cute, it's a very boring Pokemon in my opinion. Next up we have Ice-Q's no ice form. Let's start with you, you're cursed. He's only going in there because he's cursed. But I do... oh my god, we are running out of space. We're running out of space here because there's so many Pokemon. Okay, but I do like Ice-Q. It gives me like Pablo from the Backyardigans vibes. So I'm gonna put you in the A tier because I actually really do like this Pokemon's design. Dracozolt is another one of my personal favorite Pokemon of Generation 8. So I'm gonna put Dracozolt right here in the S tier where it belongs. Copperajah and Qfin. A lot of people like this Pokemon, but me personally, I'm not a big fan of Qfin. So it's more of like, both of them are kind of, well, Qfin's a C tier Pokemon for me because its design is a little off in my opinion, but Copperajah, it's alright in my book, so I'll give it the B tier. Morpeko is another one of my favorite Pokemon, but, well, I want to say a favorite, but I guess A tier, and I think I changed my mind about Boltund. Boltund, you're gonna go into A tier, because I love you, but you're not that good. Duraludon, honestly, I'm not a really big fan of Duraludon as a... I'm not a big fan of Duraludon as a dragon type Pokemon. I do like its Mechagodzilla-esque relationship with Tyranitar, but other than that, it's kind of a B tier Pokemon for me. Like, I like it, but it's not like my favorite design. Next up we have Arctivish, which honestly, as opposed to Dracovish, you kind of get the C tier vibe, because I just like Dracovish a little better. Dracovish is definitely an A tier Pokemon because I don't like it as much as, well, do I like... Actually, no. Arctizolt, you can come back here. You can go into A tier. I like all, to be fair, I like all of the fossils. These are probably this is probably my favorite generation when it comes to fossil Pokemon, simply because they're no longer part rock, and they're actually based off of a concept that I do know about with the whole palace, the whole palace park dinosaurs, or whatever the hell they were called. I like the whole, like, you know, the whole, they kept taking fossils from different animals, from different animals, and then just kind of creating their own new dinosaur with it, and be like, oh, that's a T-Rex, oh, that's a Brontosaurus, oh, that's a Alamalosaurus. But yeah. But Dracozolt is my favorite of all four of them, but all of them have their sort of quirk. I love Dracovish's goofy. I like Dracovish's goofy design. I love Arctivish's whole, its head's upside down. And Arctizolt, I love its whole, like, it's just constantly freezing, and that's why researchers think that's where its electricity is coming from. I just love that. Oh, we have quite a few left. This might actually be an hour long. Hold up. Zacian, well, it's Hero of Many Battles form. I do like the scars of the Heroes of Many Battles, so we're gonna put Zacian. I mean, I like them, so I guess I'll put them. You know, I'm just gonna put all of the legendaries. I'm gonna put these two and Eternatus in B tier, because I like their designs, but like, they're definitely not like A tier, mainly because Zacian and Zamazenta, they're essentially just the same Pokemon, just one holds a sword and one holds a shield, and Eternatus should just be an Ultra Beast. Like, this thing looks like it evolves from Naganadel in my opinion. Next up we have the Dreepy line, and honestly I have to say, Dreepy in its evolutions, like, Dragapult is probably my least favorite pseudo-legendary. So I'm gonna have to put Dreepy. Dreepy is adorable, so I'll put you in C tier at least. Same thing with Dragapult. Not Dragapult, Dracloak. But Dragapult is a cool design, and I do like it. I don't know, I'm tempted to put it into B tier and A tier, like kind of in between. But I gotta say, it's more of a... I have to say you're an A tier. Yeah, you'll be an A tier, because I mean, I like it. It's based on one of my favorite extinct animals, the Diplocalus, an extinct genus of amphibians. But other than that, you know, I mean, it's a cool Pokemon, and I also like how it also has like the theme of like fighter jets and stuff. I just like it. Yamper is adorable. Yamper can be S tier. I like it a lot better than its evolution. Yeah, I like it a lot better than its evolution. Voltund, it's just more adorable and stuff. Zigzagoon and Linoon. I actually do like these Pokemon. I really do like these Pokemon. They're probably one of my favorite regional variants, so I'm gonna put them in. I'm a big fan of Badger Pokemon, so I love the fact that we have a European Badger Pokemon in a regional variant of Zigzagoon and Linoon, and I also like the lore behind these Pokemon, where they are actually the original. These are supposedly the original regional variants. These are the original Zigzagoons, and every other Zigzagoon after that is a regional variant of these Zigzagoons. So I like that. So technically this is Zigzagoon. This is the actual Zigzagoon. While in Hoenn, that's the actual regional variant. I just love that. I hope they do the same thing with like Corphish and Croton, because we all know that Corphish doesn't originally come from Hoenn, and Corphish and Croton, I do believe in their Pokedex they say like They come from another region and they actually adapted to fit Hoenn's waters and stuff like that. So who knows? Next up we have Meowth. At first I didn't like this Pokemon, but now I have to say it's definitely gonna belong in the B tier with Berserker, because honestly, it's a really cool Pokemon in my opinion, and I love... At first I was like, why does Meowth have all these other, why does Meowth have all these forms? And honestly, it does make sense, because, cats and dogs, in real life, they have different breeds all over the world. So, I mean, it makes sense for Meowth to have different regional variants all over the world. And honestly, I do like these as an upgrade from the monstrosities that were Alolan, Meowth, and Persian. Corsola is an adorable Pokemon, and definitely A tier. I like its evolution a lot better, but I do like how it's supposed to be like not political, but like an environmental statement about what we're doing to our waters and stuff like that. The pollution basically killed the coral. So I do like that. Galarian Farfetch'd, I really like this Pokemon because, again, they finally gave Farfetch'd an evolution through a regional variant, of course, but it's definitely an A tier Pokemon for me. I do like its like fierce design wise, and I do like how it kind of has the appearance of like, it kind of has like this Japanese mannerism to it. I do like that as well, where like it's like one of those like sword characters who have like a ridiculously large sword for no reason. Like where do you get all that arm strength from? Next up we have Galarian Mr. Mime, which you're cursed. You get to stay there. Galarian Yamask. I mean, it's not creative like Runerigus. In my opinion, Galarian Yamask it's essentially just the same thing as Yamask. It just has, instead of holding a freaking mask, it's just holding a slab. King Ramsey called. He wants his slab back.
I return the slab or suffer my curse. There will be 3 curses, each worse than the last.
Okay, next up we have Galarian Stunfisk. So many people don't like this regional variant, but I love it. I think it's because I'm a Stunfisk fanboy. I love Stunfisk. But this is definitely I like it. It's a B tier Pokemon for me personally, but I still like its design. I mean, it went from being like a little stargazer to an actual bear type. It's very creative. Next up we have Doug Dimmadome himself, Galarian Weezing. I think his design is very ridiculous, but I'm not complaining. Because your design is... I'm kind of neutral about this Pokemon, actually, so I'm going to put you in the C tier. Like, the only thing it has going for it is, like, its ridiculously long top hat chimney things. Next up we have Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash. And I think Galarian Ponyta is very adorable. Definitely B tier for me, but Galarian Rapidash, I have to say B tier as well. I mean, they're both just unicorns, honestly, so it's like, whatever. Next up we have Galarian Darumaka and Darmanitan and the Zen mode form, which, let's start with the Zen mode form. Zen mode form definitely earned A tier. You know what? Both of you guys earned A tier. Because you guys are just... All of you guys earn A tier. Everyone gets an A+. You get an A+, you get an A+, you get an A+. I just love like their kind of abominable snowman type appearances, and I love how we finally have an actual snowman Pokemon. And it's an ice and fire type Pokemon. I'm kind of disappointed that it's an ice and fire type in a form, but it's whatever. I can work with it. Next up we have Slowpoke, Slowking, and Slowbro. Galarian Slowpoke is really just the same thing. It just lost its water typing. We don't care about that. I do like both of these designs. They're definitely A tier, which for some reason I don't have enough space left. I don't have enough space left to just scroll to the top for some reason. But yeah, they're definitely... I was about to say A tier, but they're definitely like... They're definitely A. Both of them are A tier, so I'm just gonna have to cheat a little bit and kind of just put them there. There we go. That works. Ooh, the Galarian birds. Okay. The Galarian birds. And this video is starting to become 47 minutes long, so I gotta wrap this up real quick. So, Galarian Articuno. That's not Articuno, that's Moltres. This is actually my favorite of the 3 Pokemon. Even though in the Cantonian forms, Zapdos is my favorite, I do like Moltres. So I'm gonna have to put you into... I'm gonna have to put you into S tier. I really like this like Dark Phoenix design. Next up we have Frozone. We have Frozone, Cyclops. You're probably my least favorite of the 3. Again, I don't know, he just looks so smug. I get that's the whole point. He's supposed to be a smug Pokemon. But I guess he's a B tier Pokemon, but I do like Galarian Zapdos as well, so you get to be an A tier as well. You get to be an A tier. You get to join your boy Slowking and stuff. Cupfu. I mean, Cupfu is honestly, it exists. It's probably a D tier, like it's C tier. It's C tier. It's C tier. It gives me C tier vibes. But its evolutions Urshifu, both of the forms I really do like. So I'm gonna have to put Urshifu, I'm gonna have to put both of them into the... Ooh, I'll put you in the A tier. I'll put you in the A. Well, actually, no, you are one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. So I'm gonna put you guys in... I'm gonna put you guys in S tier. I like them. I like them. I like both forms. Zarude, honestly... I don't get why this Pokemon is a mythical Pokemon. Like, I feel like they'd just be given anything mythical, in my personal opinion. Honestly, I don't get mythical vibes when I look at this thing, so you can go ahead and... I mean, I do like the design, so I guess I can put both forms in the B tier, I guess. Ooh, another personal... Well, I wouldn't say personal favorite. Well, it's my favorite Reggie of all time, so I do like Regieleki, so I guess we can put you in the S tier, because I do like Regieleki. I do like me some Regieleki. Meanwhile, Regidrago, we can... It doesn't give me the same hype. I like both Regieleki and Regidrago, but I like Regieleki a little more than Regidrago. So Regidrago, you can stay in the A tier because I still love you. Next up, we have the horses. We have Glastrier and Spectrier. Honestly, designs are a little underwhelming a little bit, but I'm gonna have to put them in the B tier. Mainly because their designs, I mean, yeah, it's cool. Like, I do like the theory that they were originally like one horse, but then that horse died and Spectrier is supposed to be the ghost, while Glastrier is like the corpse of is supposed to be like the corpse of the body. But honestly, they're both very, I mean, I like them, it's just, I don't love them, if that makes any sense. Same thing with Calyrex in their forms. Like, Calyrex in their forms, I like the lore behind them, but I don't like their designs are like, I like them, but they're not like personal favorites of mine. Now we have the Gigantamax forms. We're almost done with this, and this should be the easiest part. So Venusaur is actually one of my favorites. And I love Venusaur, so of course S tier. Charizard's another awesome one, but I wouldn't call him S tier. I'm gonna have to say you're more A tier for me. And Blastoise, you're kind of basic compared to the other ones, but I don't hate it. You know, I do like how it just has like a ridiculous amount of cannons on its back, so I'll put you in B tier just because of that. Butterfree's Gigantamax form is based off of Mothra, my favorite kaiju from the Godzilla movies, and because of that, you are deserving of the A tier. You deserve the A tier, in my opinion. We all know how I feel about Pikachu. Any form of Pikachu is my favorite, and I love how they made Gigantamax Pikachu reference the original chunky Pikachu. So I really love this Pokemon as well. So I love Gigantamax Pikachu. Okay, I'll shut up. Next up we have Gigantamax Meow. I'm gonna have to say it's a basic Pokemon for me. It's a basic one for me. It's basic for me. Machamp is also a B tier. Gigantamax Machamp is B tier. You know, I don't really love anything specific about it, but I don't hate it. I like the design. Same thing with Gengar. Well, actually, no, I do like it's like haunted. Like, I do like how its mouth is like a portal to like hell, essentially. So you deserve the A tier. Gigantamax Kingler. As much as I love Kingler, what did they do to you, my guy? The original Kingler was already good enough. Why ruin it? Gigantamax Lapras. I do love its cruise ship. Like, I do love the whole cruise ship aesthetic that they gave it. So you get to get a Gigantamax form. Eevee. I have to say it's a D tier mainly because it's just Eevee but fluffier in my opinion. I don't hate Eevee, it's literally just Eevee but fluffier. Gigantamax Snorlax. I love how it's supposed to be like a sort of reference to how Snorlax always blocks the route and stuff. Like, he blocked the route so much. He blocked the route that you were going, that he became the route, basically. Or route. How do you pronounce it? Is it route or route? I say route, like Route 66, but it's probably route, like Route 60. I don't know. But I like it at B tier. Garbodor. A lot of people sleep on this Pokemon, its regular form, but I do like its Gigantamax form. Just not as much. I want to put it in B tier. I gotta say this is definitely like C tier. Gigantamax Melmetal. I do like it's like I like regular Melmetal a little more. I feel this one is a little too thin for my taste. So I don't hate it though. I don't dislike it. So I'm gonna put in like C tier. Gigantamax Rillaboom, honestly, it's a downgrade of what it originally was. I don't like how it becomes the drums. You guys already know how I feel about it being like this, it's like very stationary. So I don't like it. I don't like how it becomes the drums. And then Gigantamax Cinderace. I do like this one. It's definitely my favorite Gigantamax form. So I will definitely put you in S tier. One of my favorite Gigantamax forms, along with Gigantamax Inteleon, because Gigantamax Inteleon is also cool, so I'll put you there as well. Who's next? We have Corviknight, another one of my favorite Gigantamax forms, because it just looks badass, so... I mean, yes, I know it just looks like a... Ooh, I wouldn't say it's a favorite, it's more... I'll put it in A tier because even though I do love it, it's really in reality it's really just Corviknight with its wings spread out, honestly. Next up we have Orbeetle. I do love the sort of UFO. I'm obsessed with like aliens and stuff, so I'm gonna have to put you in B tier. Dreadnought, you're kind of a downgrade of what Dreadnought originally was, but I don't hate it, so I'm gonna put it into B tier. Colossal, I do like its like kaiju element, and it looks more like a kaiju than its regular design, so definitely S tier. Where did you go? There you are. Definitely S tier for me. Even though it basically looks the same as its original form, I mean, it just looks like a better version in my opinion. Gigantamax Flapple and Appleton. Now, I'm gonna put them into C tier, only for one reason. Why are they just the same Pokemon? They really should have given Flapple and Appleton like very distinct forms in my opinion, but that's just me. Next up we have Sandaconda, and I have to say, I like its design. I love how it's based on an actual dust devil, which is like those little tornado things that show up in deserts sometimes. I love its design. Yeah, I love it, so it's probably A tier for me. Gigantamax Toxtricity, definitely S tier. It's an awesome Pokemon, and I love how the whole crashing its guitar down is also, it's not just a reference to how rock bands, how they always like smash their guitars after like playing their signature performance. It's also a reference to how lizards can actually, some species of lizards can detach their tails. So I like that. Gigantamax Scorch, awesome Pokemon. It's an awesome design. I love how it's like, it basically became an LED light, to be real. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite forms. Hatterene, same vibes as the original. I do think that Gigantamax Grimmsnarl is definitely badass though, so I'm gonna put you in the S tier. And Alcremie,
You make me hungry. You make me hungry.
so I'm gonna put you in A tier. Like, I do like it's like sort of wedding cake apparel. Camparaja, you are kind of a downgrade. I'm gonna put you in. I have to say the D tier. I don't like it. I just don't. Same thing with Duraludon. I get that's supposed to be based on some tower in the United Kingdom, but like it's supposed to be based on like the Shard building. But honestly, I have to say its design is a little underwhelming. I see Urshifu, these two forms. You can tell which one is which. You can tell this one is the single strike form. You can tell this one's the rapid strike form. I don't know why they made Gigantamax, Flapple, and Appleton the same Pokemon, basically. So I'm gonna put you guys in A tier, just for creativity. Just for creativity. And last but not least, we have Eternamax Eternatus, which I love its like apocalyptic design. So I'm gonna have to put you here in. I do love it. I do kind of like its design. It's not a favorite, but I do love it. So I'm gonna have to put you in the A tier. So yeah, there we go. And that is going to conclude today's video. That was my rankings of all of the Generation 8 Pokemon, including regional variants and Gigantamax forms and the DLC Pokemon. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys make me smack that like button. It would mean a lot to me. And also, if you guys are brand new, what will also mean a lot to me is subscribing and clicking that bell icon if you guys really enjoyed this and you guys want to see more Pokemon content and stuff like that. It's 100% free, so please don't be scared to click the subscribe button and the bell icon. And also be sure to check out all of my other content because, you know, I upload Pokemon anime reviews, which, sorry there wasn't a video yesterday. My software where I write the scripts for my reviews kind of crashed on me, so yeah, I have to kind of like wait for them to update it, so I'm not just waiting endlessly for them to update it. But anyways, you guys don't care about that. Also, be sure to also check out my other Pokemon related stuff, like my Pokemon Showdown videos and my gameplays, because I don't just play Pokemon games, I also play some other random games like indie games and all that stuff. But that's going to be it, so love you all, and I will see you guys on the next video. Only good, Chill Army.